Hi, and welcome back to A Guide to Surviving Stroke and Brain Injury. So, I told you I would update you when I saw my speech therapist and my neuropsychologist. So, I just had an appointment with Alison, my speech therapist, and she gave me some really good things to cope with expressing my emotions. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that she shared with me that I can try and adapt and incorporate into my everyday living. Um, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. I don't mind. I'd rather have you um, tell me what you're thinking, or if another plan helped you, or if this helped you, whatever. But just let me know, okay? So she is aware of everything that has happened, and so she told me, first of all, to write something very short, very sweet, but explains my problems, that I have no filter, that I have problems communicating and expressing my feelings, um, things like that. And to warn people about my cussing. And so we had a very interesting conversation, and it made me feel so much better, because she said it's very common, more common than people know, with traumatic brain injuries. And essentially a stroke is a brain injury. So, but she said cussing is, she gave me an example of this lady that was a school bus driver for kids, and she was always sweet and always proper, respectful. And then she had a brain injury and was completely different. The kids were shocked, reporting that she was cussing like a sailor. And so it kind of made me feel better that, I mean, in a bad way, but I mean, it made me feel better that I'm not alone. This is common for people like us to cuss. So to also warn people about my cussing, because I was very respectful before and had a filter, and now people need to know my filter is gone. I have no filter. I don't know when I say it. It's only way after that I say to myself, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, So I'm also not wearing my glasses. I don't want to freak people out, but sometimes my headaches, I found, are caused from my glasses. So when I have a headache, sometimes when I take off my glasses, the headache goes away. So that's why I'm not wearing one today, because I'm hoping this headache will go away with the absence of my glasses. So another thing she told me is to educate people on how stroke has impacted my emotions and my social language. So a lot of times I think people, again, only see the outside, the physical deficiencies that we have. Like, I was paralyzed on my right side, and my balance is way off, and my speech obviously isn't that good. And so I think people only see the outside. They don't know how we've been affected on the inside. So the more we educate people, caregivers, family, friends, whoever, about these things, even people we've just met, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a fact. And so it kind of takes them off the defense, like, why is she being like this? Or, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. Now they have a reason. Well, maybe that was because of the stroke she had. You know what I'm saying? And they aren't so defensive when it happens. She also told me to have a communication partner, so somebody I trust. So just for example, like my brother. So I'm going to have him as my communication partner in certain situations. And it says, ask your communication partner to signal when your tone or social skills are inappropriate nicely. So what he's going to say is, like lean over to me, for example, and say, "Hey, gay, you're making people uncomfortable. You're being very sarcastic, and you don't need to be." You know what I mean? Or, "Man, you're being really loud and obnoxious. Tone it down a little bit." And it's not like to point out my flaws, is so I can be aware of when I'm being socially inappropriate, because I seriously don't know. And also to ask him for suggestions on how to fix it. So, in this situation, how should I behave? Or, so I'm hyper aware of my surroundings and what I'm doing and saying. Also, she said to stop and look at other people's responses when I'm conversing with them. So, she's told me before, when I was trying to speak well, to stop, over exaggerate my words, and to slow down. It's the same concept. This time it's just to stop and be aware of my surroundings. So be aware if I'm making people uncomfortable with my behavior. Okay? Do mental checks with yourself throughout the conversation or social situation. So I do this already, like I said, with my speech. So this is just another incorporation of another thing I'll have to remember. So the biggest thing is tell people, well, I pause. And when I pause, I'm thinking. I can't do two things at the same time. When I think, I can't talk. You know what I mean? So do mental checks with myself going, okay, stop, evaluate the room, see how people are reacting to me. If they're laughing, then I'm pretty okay, But if they're giving me like weird looks and whispering to each other and stuff, I need to change my behavior. So I need to stop and do mental checks with myself to see, am I being appropriate? Look at how people's body language are. If they're like crossing their arms, I've offended somebody. If they're ignoring me, obviously I said something to offend them, or I'm being obnoxious. How are people perceiving me is what I'm going to try to accomplish when I'm doing that. Also, she said to say or rehearse things in my head before speaking. So if I stop myself before I say something, I'm more likely to grasp what I want to say, instead of just, what I mostly do is run at the mouth. You know what I mean? I just blah blah blah. It all comes out. Now I'm gonna stop myself. Hopefully, I'm gonna stop and think about what I want to say, even if it's just like, "Do you want turkey?" Okay, my response could be sarcastic. It could be like offensive. It could be whatever. But if I stop and think about it, I can say, "No, thank you, not right now." You know what I mean? So, she also said my neurologist could help me so much more. I also talked to her about like me riding my bike with my brother and that whole situation with my sister-in-law, and she said that my neuropsychologist should be able to help me cope. So a lot of times we rewire, I'm a big preacher on rewiring your brain, rewiring this arm to do things that you want to not have foot drop, etc. But the thing is, I need to rewire my brain for emotions. And I honestly didn't think that was a part of my aphasia, but it is. So hopefully she can help me try new ways of expressing myself under pressure, when I'm tired, when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm mad, because I can't find the words. And it's so up here I can, but out here when it comes out, there is no way it comes out how I rehearsed it in my head. So she said to ask Dr. Morgan the difference, first of all, between a neuropsychologist and a psychologist. And then she wants me to ask her also to, for a written, to, like, see, I'm sorry, I'm tired. For a education that I can hand out to other people of the effects of stroke on emotions and social skills. And because like me before, I never knew it affected my emotions, my communication, nothing. I just assumed it was all physical and the frustrations came from my life changing overnight. Well, that's not true, obviously, as we're figuring it out. So she really helped me, and hopefully, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to write a short summary of what people can expect from me. Hopefully they won't, but if they do, they're not surprised. And I'm going to keep it short, hopefully. And then I'm going to have her check and see if it's okay. And then I'm actually going to hand it out to people. Like, I hate to do it, but it's way better than the alternative of people thinking I'm nuts, which I am a little bit. And I just want them to know this is the side effect of the stroke. And if they are educated, maybe they won't be so defensive. Maybe they'll just be like, okay, I'll give her time to say what she wants to say. Well, I know her heart, and she didn't intentionally mean to say that. And so give me a break, hopefully. And so people will realize it's not my intention to hurt people. It's not my intention to be mean. It's not my intention to cuss. It's not my intention for any of this, honestly. But hopefully that'll work. I'll let you go. I'll update you. I go December 11th for my CAT scan and my MRI of my brain. And then after that, December 18th, I go to see the neuropsychologist. And I'll keep you updated. Remember, celebrate every victory. And I love you guys. And please leave comments and let's start a conversation. Thank you.